I sing like I'm fine, but my chest knows the truth. Every note that I hold still reaches for you. The room stays so still when the first line begins, but under the sound, the breaking comes in. I hide it in breath, I hide it in tone, but sorrow has ways of making itself known. The tears behind my voice still fall when I sing. You hear only the song, not the hurt underneath. Every word has your shadow, every line has your name, and the tears behind my voice still sound like your pain. I open my mouth and the past fills the air, like your hands on my heart, like you're still somewhere there. The melody moves, but I stay in that night where love slipped away and took all the light. I don't need to cry for the pain to be heard. It lives in the silence between every word. The tears behind my voice still fall when I sing. You hear only the song, not the hurt underneath. Every word has your shadow, every line has your name, and the tears behind my voice still sound like your pain. Maybe that's why music feels so close to the wound. It gives sorrow a place to breathe in the room, and maybe that's why my voice still breaks through, because every sad note still remembers you. The tears behind my voice still ache in each line. It's soft hidden storm no one sees, but I hide. You left with the silence, but one thing remains. The tears behind my voice still sing out your name. So if my song sounds broken, it's because deep inside there are tears in the sound of my voice tonight. There was a night I could not speak. My chest was full, but my voice was weak. I looked at the sky and said your name slow. That was the hour my soul sang low. Not with loud tears, not with a cry, just a deep kind of ache that stayed inside. When my soul sang by the bed till morning came pale, with your memory near and my hands gone cold. The room had no sound, but I felt your goodbye, like a song with no end, still living inside. Some sorrow is quiet but heavy to hold. It does not need words when the soul sings low. When my soul sang low, it sang for you, for the love that broke and the pain it grew. It moved through the dark like a soft lost flame, and every note it held still carried your name. Maybe the heart has a voice of its own, a song that appears when you're left alone. And maybe that song is not made of sound, but of all the hurt that won't settle down. When my soul sang low, it called through the night for the warmth we lost in the fading light. You left with the dawn, but one thing stayed true. When my soul sang low, it still sang to you. So if the night grows still and the stars hang low, you may hear my heart where my soul once broke. The room says nothing, but I hear the pain. It moves through the quiet like soft falling rain. I sit with the dark and the shape of your name, holding the pieces I never could save. No one can hear it, no one can see, but something still breaks under all of this peace. A heart beneath the silence still beats for you. Under every quiet night, under every truth, I smile through the day, but the dark always knows there's a heart beneath the silence, still breaking slow. I learned how to breathe without making a sound. I learned how to stand when no one's around, but some nights still pull me back into your light and leave me alone with your ghost in my mind. The world only sees the calm on my face, not the storm that still lives in your empty place. A heart beneath the silence still beats for you. Under every quiet night, under every truth, I smile through the day, but heart beneath the silence still waits in the dark, holding your memory like a bruise in my heart. You left with the morning, but one thing still grows. Heart beneath the silence that never let go. So I sit with the stillness and all that it knows. There's a heart beneath the silence, still loving you slow. You sat by the window with your hands in your lap. The room felt too still, like something would snap. You looked to me once, then down at the floor, and I knew in that second we were not us anymore. No storm in your eyes, no anger, no blame, just a quiet kind of sorrow wrapped around my name. The last time love spoke, it sounded like pain, soft on your lips, like a slow falling rain. It said we were tired, it said we had changed, and the last time love spoke, nothing was the same. I wanted to stop it, I wanted to breathe, but every small silence was pulling you from me. You said I still care, with tears in your eyes, and somehow those words felt more cruel than goodbye. Because love was still there, but not strong enough, and hearing it break was the hardest part of us. The last time love spoke, it sounded like pain, soft on your lips, like a slow falling rain. It said we were tired, it said we had changed, and the last time love spoke, nothing was the same. Maybe some endings need gentle words. Maybe the deepest wounds are out without force. Maybe that's why I still hear that night, because the way you said goodbye still lives in my I sit with the silence and all that it woke, still hearing your voice this timeless spoke. There's a room in my chest no one ever sees, where the night holds your name and the silence still breathes. I go there alone when the world falls asleep, to the place in my heart where my sorrow still sleeps. It does not cry loud, it does not ask why, it just stays in the dark with tears in its eyes. Where my sorrow sleeps, you still remain, like a soft little wound that whispers your name. It lives under my smile, it hides under my skin, and every quiet night I fall back there again. The house makes no sound, but the memories do. They move through the hall like they're looking for you. I touch the cold wall and remember your face, how love used to live in this empty old place. Some pain grows gentle when it has stayed too long, but gentle still hurts when the love is still gone. Where my sorrow sleeps, you still remain, like a soft little wound that whispers your name. It lives under my smile, it hides under my skin, and every quiet night I fall back there again. Maybe sorrow is not something time can erase. Maybe it just learns how to rest in one place. And maybe that's why, even after goodbye, part of me still visits the dark where you lie. Where my sorrow sleeps still feels like you, a room full of silence, a sky without blue. You left with the dawn, but one thing still keeps calling me back to where my sorrow sleeps. So I close both my eyes and let memory speak, still loving the dark where my sorrow sleeps. You said my name so soft, I almost believed that love was still there, still holding to me. But something in your tone was already just silence. This was letting go. A voice full of goodbye still lives in my mind. Soft as a whisper, but sharp as goodbye. You didn't have to shout, heard it all the same. The end was in your voice before you said my name. The room held its breath while you tried to stay calm, but the break in your words told me love was gone. I wanted to stop time, I wanted one more chance, but sorrow was already there in the shake of your hands. Sometimes goodbye enters before the final line and leaves a wound behind. And the sound of goodbye, a voice full of goodbye, still lives in my mind. Soft as a whisper, but sharp as goodbye. You didn't have to shout, heard it all the same. The end was in your voice before you said my name. Maybe that's why I still hear it at night. Not the words you gave me, but the hurt in your voice. Because love does not end only in what we say. Sometimes it breaks first in the sound of our pain. A voice full of goodbye still echoes in me. A soft little wound that won't let me sleep. You left with your footsteps, but one thing remained, the sound of your heart letting go of my name. So I sing through the dark with that ache still alive, still hearing your voice full of goodbye. I heard your name tonight in a stranger's voice, and suddenly the room had no air to hold. One little sound and my whole chest changed, like all of the hurt still lives in your name. I try not to say it, I try not to stay there, but some names pull harder when love is not there. There was no one there, just the room and the dark, and the sound of my breath trying not to fall apart. The walls stayed still, but my chest gave way as the night moved closer and took the words away. I could not call you, I could not sleep, so I let the silence lay down with me. When the night held me, I broke in the dark with your name in my hands and your ghost in my heart. No light could reach what sorrow had made. When the night held me, I could not escape. The clock moved slow, like it felt my pain. Every second fell like cold little rain. I stared at the ceiling and thought of your face, how love once felt warm in the same old place. Some nights don't pass, they just stay in your skin and keep all the hurt folded deep within. When the night held me, I broke in the dark with your name in my hands and your ghost in my heart. No light could reach what sorrow had made. When the night held me, I could not escape. Maybe the night knows how to keep pain. It wraps it in silence and gives it your name. And maybe that's why I still fear the dark, because it remembers the shape of my heart. When the night held me, it left something behind, a quiet kind of sadness that still lives in my mind. You left with the dawn. The one thing remained, the night that held me still holds me the same. So I lie with the shadows and let memory be, still hearing the dark. When the night held me. I wrote a line tonight, but it turned into you. Every note I touched still carried the truth. The room was so still, but my chest was not. There are things in my song that my mouth never talks. I can hide in the day, I can smile if I try, but music has a way of opening what I hide. The pain my song still knows, still sings your name in every quiet verse, in every chord of rain. You left from my life, but not from the sound. The pain my song dark, like your breath in my ear. The melody breaks where your memory stays, and I feel all the hurt come back in waves. Some wounds don't speak, they just hum low. Under every word, only the music knows the pain my song still knows, still sings your name in every quiet verse, in every chord of rain. You left from my life, but not from the sound. The pain my song still knows, still pulls me down. Maybe songs remember what hearts can't release. They keep the broken pieces and give them a beat. And maybe that's why I still write you slow, because music feels the pain my lips won't show. The pain my song still knows, still lives in the tone. A soft little sorrow that sings when I'm alone. You left with the morning, but one thing still grows: the love and the ache my song still knows. So if you hear me breaking in the notes I chose, it's because my song still carries the pain it knows. We stopped saying much, but still stayed close. Two shadows in one room, holding what was almost gone. Your hand still touched mine, but not with the same fire. And every quiet night felt colder than before. No fight, no storm, no loud goodbye, just love growing smaller in your eyes and mine. A love too quiet to stay, still hurts the most. It left without breaking, it left without smoke. You were still beside me, but far from my soul. A love too quiet to stay can still leave you cold. The mornings felt pale, the laughter grew thin. We kept the same bed, but lost what had been. I looked for your warmth in the way you would speak, but all I could hear was the silence in between. Some endings don't crash, they fade into air and leave one heart listening for someone not there. Love too quiet to stay, still hurts the most. It left love that couldn't stay. You said so little, but I heard it all. The end in your silence, the ache in your pause. I stood in the room with nowhere to go, while love turned to distance right in front of my soul. I didn't cry loud, I just felt it cave, like something inside me was giving away. The sound of my heart breaking was quiet and deep, like a tear in the dark. No one could see. Didn't need thunder, it didn't need flame. The sound of my heart breaking still whispers your name. I walk through the night with your words in my chest, like glass in my lungs, like pain in my breath. The world kept moving, but I stayed in that place where your goodbye ended and changed my whole shape. Some wounds don't show, they just stay under skin and keep making noise long after the end. The sound of my heart breaking was quiet and deep, like a tear in the dark. No one could see. Didn't need thunder, it didn't need flame. The sound of my heart breaking. You were the warm part of all of my days, the hand in the dark that kept fear away. Then one night you left without raising your voice, and all that was bright lost all of its color. I stayed where you loved me, I stayed where you were, but the room turned cold when your shadow was gone. Where the light left me, I still remain in a house full of silence, in a sky full of rain. You took all the warmth, but nothing feels alive in this room without you. I talk to the dark like it might understand how love can disappear and still hold your hand. Some losses don't end, they just change the air and leave one heart living in the dark that stays there. Where the light left me, I still remain in a house full of silence, in a sky full of rain. You took all the warmth, you took all the blue, and left me standing where the light once knew you. Maybe light is not gone, it just won't come near, because this part of me still keeps you here. Maybe that's why no dawn feels complete. I'm still in the place where your love stopped reaching me. Where the light left me still feels like home, a broken kind of place I face on my own. You left with the morning, but one thing stayed true. I still live in the dark that was once lit by you. So I sit with the silence and let memory be, still loving the place where the light left me.